World War I. You are an infantryman in Meuse-Argonne, the deadliest campaign in US military history. You haven't been dry in 2 weeks. The mud in this trench is a living thing. It pulls the boots right off your feet and smells like cordite and decaying men. You don't sleep lying down. You drown. You sleep leaning against a wall of wet dirt while the drum fire artillery shakes the teeth in your skull. Look at your hands. You're clutching a bolt-action Springfield. It's accurate, but in these tight corners, it's a stick. On your chest is your lifeline, a canvas gas mask. When the wind shifts and the pop of a chemical shell echoes, you have 9 seconds to seal it. If you fail, the mustard gas blisters your lungs from the inside out. Inside that mask, you are alone, sucking air through a rubber tube, waiting for the world to stop burning. Suddenly, the artillery stops. The sudden silence is terrifying. It means the barrage has lifted to the enemy's rear lines. It means it is your turn. The whistle blows. You scramble up a ladder into a lunar landscape of craters and barbed wire. There is no strategy here, only momentum. You run because stopping is death, and going backward means a court-martial. Machine gun fire sounds like canvas ripping all around you. You hit the enemy trench. It's not a duel, it's a frantic 3-minute blur of bayonets and shovels. Your rifle is too long, so you use your bayonet, your entrenching tool, your fists. When it's over, you sit in the foreign mud. You survived. But then, you look over the next ridge. There's another line of wire, another trench. And tomorrow, the whistle blows again. World War II. The freezing mud of France is a memory. Now, you are suffocating in 105-degree heat in the South Pacific. You are a US Marine, crammed shoulder to shoulder in a steel box. The air is a sickening mix of diesel exhaust, salt water, and the vomit of 20 terrified teenagers. There are no trenches here, just miles of open water between you and an enemy dug deep into volcanic rock. Look at your hands. You've traded the bolt action for an M1 Garand, 8 rounds of semi-automatic power. But your gear is heavy, and the tropical sun is baking your skull inside your steel helmet. The ramp drops. The sun blinds you for a second. Then the world erupts. You don't walk off. You plunge into waist-deep water. Your boots fill with leaden weight. Men are falling around you, the turquoise water turning a cloudy red. You drag your knees over razor-sharp coral, praying for the black sand of the beach. If you make it there, the real nightmare begins. The jungle. The humidity is so thick, your uniform rots off your body in a week. Malaria takes more men than bullets. You are sitting in the silence of the canopy, broken only by a sudden ambush from a cave 5 feet away. You aren't fighting for a line on a map. You're burning the enemy out of the earth with satchel charges and flamethrowers, one cave at a time. In the Great War, you were a number in a trench. Here, you are a hunter in a green hell. You think you're fighting for the good. But in 20 years, the jungle will look the same, and the why will start to disappear. Vietnam War. Your father hit the beaches to save the world, but you are sitting on the vibrating aluminum floor of a Huey helicopter, staring down at an endless, suffocating canopy of green. And you have absolutely no idea why you are here. You didn't volunteer to save the world. Your birthday was pulled out of a jar in a draft lottery. The helicopter suddenly drops. You jump out into chest-high elephant grass. The heat instantly hits you like a wet, heavy blanket over your face. Look at your hands. You're carrying the M16, black plastic and aluminum. It's light and fast, but you have to scrub it every night. If a grain of this jungle dirt gets into the bolt, it will jam and you die. You are wearing a heavy, suffocating flak jacket that traps the 100-degree heat against your chest, and a steel pot helmet. You've drawn a calendar on it to cross off every single day. You aren't fighting to win a war. You're fighting to survive 365 days so you can go home. There are no front lines here. There are no trenches to take. You are the bait. You walk in a staggered column through the thick, wet vegetation until someone shoots at you. The paranoia is exhausting. Every step is a gamble with a tripwire or a pit. Suddenly, the ambush happens. Green tracers snap past your head from invisible positions in the tree line. You fire blindly into the brush. You call in an airstrike. and the sky erupts in the blinding orange heat and sickeningly sweet smell of napalm. The firefight lasts 3 brutal days to take this nameless hill. And a week later, command orders you to abandon it. And when you finally go home, there's no parade waiting on you. There's protests. Operation Desert Storm. It is February 1991. You are standing in an endless, flat ocean of sand in Kuwait, but you cannot see the sun. Retreating Iraqi forces have set over 600 oil wells on fire. The sky at noon is pitch black, and it is literally raining heavy, greasy oil onto your uniform. You are not a draftee. You're a highly trained, all-volunteer professional. Look down at your hands. You aren't carrying wood or early plastics. You hold an M16A2, and your head is protected by a composite Kevlar helmet. But the most terrifying piece of gear is the thick, charcoal-lined suit you are sweating inside. Saddam Hussein has the 4th largest army in the world, and he has a history of using nerve gas. Every time the sirens wail warning of an incoming Scud missile, your blood runs ice cold. You have 9 seconds to seal your mask to your face, or you're done. You sit in the 100-degree desert heat, wrapped in a rubber and charcoal oven, waiting to see if the man next to you starts convulsing. But when the sun sets, the world changes. You pull down your night vision, and the desert explodes into a glowing neon green. You can see the enemy perfectly. They can't see you at all. You aren't walking into ambushes. You're an armored fist of fighting vehicles moving at 40 miles per hour. The air campaign bombed them back to the Stone Age. When you finally hit their trenches, it isn't a fight. It's an annihilation. The ground war lasts exactly 100 hours. You stand in the oil-soaked sand, feeling invincible. You think the era of grinding, endless war is over forever. You're wrong. The global war on terror. It is 2010. You are crawling down a dirt road in Afghanistan, and you are back in the grind. Look down at your chest. You are entombed in 80 pounds of ceramic body armor. You carry an M4 covered in lasers and a radio that can summon a drone strike from a continent away. You are the most technologically advanced soldier in human history, and your biggest fear is a $10 garage door opener wired to a buried artillery shell. There are no trenches to take. There are no front lines. Every pile of trash, every parked car, and every freshly turned patch of dirt is a potential IED. You spend hours waiting for the sudden, invisible blast that turns a routine patrol into an evacuation. But the true nightmare of this war is the loop. You deploy for 9 months, survive, and come home to a country that completely forgot a war is even happening. Then, you pack your bags and do it again. You watch younger guys cycle into your squad who were in kindergarten when the towers fell. For 20 years, you bleed for the same dusty villages. And when you finally leave, the enemy simply walks back in. From the freezing mud of 1918 to the burning dust of 2018, the weapons change, the uniforms change. But the brutal reality of the soldier on the ground never does.